Welcome back to Fasting Faithfully. My name's Liv. I'm just a mom and I've been losing weight through intermittent fasting. Last week I got out my video so late that I promised you guys an additional video this week. So that is this video, and I had you vote on which one you wanted me to do. And as of Sunday, which is when I am filming this week, you guys wanted to have a video on how I meal plan. It was actually kind of funny because my other option, or one of my other options, was Bible verses that get me through my fast. And that one was like neck and neck. Like they both had the same amount of votes until this morning. And the menu plan one won out. So if you would still like me to make the Bible verse one, I'll be more than happy to do that. Just let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, but as of this video, it's going to be just talking about what I do to meal plan for my weekly meals. I just wanted to preface this video that this is just going to be like generally how my thinking goes when I'm planning. I'm not going to get too into depth into meals or anything like that. If you would like a more in-depth video than this one, after this one, I'll be more than happy to make that, but make sure to watch this first and then let me know if you want to have a more in-depth video. Comment that down below. Maybe out a few weeks out of the month, I could even meal plan on camera and kind of show you guys, that way it'd actually show you the meals I'm picking and stuff. Let me know if that's, something that would interest you, but let's go ahead and get into this video. You guys have heard me say on this channel before, but I did not grow up in a house that cooked. My mom hated cooking. We did a lot of like hamburger helper and like pancakes for dinner and that kind of stuff. Half of that was because we didn't grow up with a lot of money, but also because she just didn't know how to cook and didn't like how to cook. And so I feel like that plays a lot into me not knowing how to eat healthy, because we never really were eating healthy growing up. Like she never forced us to do fruits and vegetables and that kind of thing. And I feel like really that my unhealthy habits and stuff are kind of deep rooted in that. But at the end of the day, I'm responsible for changing that and not passing certain habits on to my son, right? So I'm doing my best right now to learn how to eat healthier foods and making like healthier decisions from like a meal that I would normally eat. The first thing that I do when I start to look at what we're going to eat for the week is I go through my fridge and I go through my freezer, my pantry, because I don't want to waste food. Things are so expensive right now. And so if I have something left over, or I have something that needs to use up, I generally try to, plan a menu around that or plan a meal around that depending on how much that I have. Second thing that I always keep in mind when I'm meal planning is I like to call them like our baseline meals, our basic meals. That's something that I generally always have the ingredients either in my pantry or in my freezer. Things like a frozen pizza or spaghetti or soup and a grilled cheese or just some chicken and frozen veggies. Just something I know that I generally have on hand. That can be either a backup meal or like a later meal in the week. I always keep those in mind when I'm meal planning. I'm not saying that I always add those into my menu, but I just take note of the ingredients that I do have and that I could potentially make a meal out of. Try to plan at least 3 meals for the week. Now, I know that kind of sounds light, but we always have leftovers that never get eaten. And I realized that if I make 5 meals a week, we just don't go through the leftovers and it's like a lot of food waste. So I plan like 3 solid meals, and we usually get an additional 2 dinners out of those 3 meals. And so that's really helped like our food waste and also to like help us out in our wallet and not wasting money. And on top of those 3 meals, I always know that I'm going to obviously eat an extra meal. So that's where those baseline or those basic meals come in, is that, okay, if we either don't want to eat the leftovers this night, or we don't have any more leftovers, then I know in my head, oh yeah, I had this basic meal that I have all the ingredients for. Let's just go ahead, throw it on the stove. And that just takes the stress out of having to like plan a perfect dinner, 5 nights a week. Like I said, you'll have the leftovers, and then you'll have that basic meal that you always have the ingredients for. I don't know too many people that don't have like a basic meal or baseline meal. So I hope that's making sense, that most people have at least something they can make a meal out of in their house that it's like their go-to when they don't feel like cooking. And I love to include that in a weekly menu because, like I said, it takes the pressure off and it kind of gives you a break in not only your meal planning, but also in your cooking and the time that you have throughout the week. I also take a note, like, So I know, like, if I make chicken and vegetables, we don't generally have leftovers. Like, I get the exact amount of chicken breast that we need, and we devour the veggies because it's kind of like a lighter meal. Whereas I know if, like, we're making pasta, we're gonna have a lot of leftovers, or soup or chili or whatever. So that's also something that you kind of have to take into consideration. Like, okay, am I gonna have an extra meal in this, or do I need to plan, 4 or 5 meals because I know that there's not going to be leftover. My third thing that I do is I always go to Pinterest. Now, you guys have recently seen me in this cookbook that my husband got me as a gift. I forget, it was either my birthday or Christmas. He got me this Mediterranean cookbook, and I'm really, really enjoying that. You guys have seen me make several recipes over that, and if cookbooks weren't so stinking expensive, I would buy more of them, but that's ultimately my goal, is to buy more, especially like in different cultures and in different countries, and kind of get to experience more, like I said, because I'm not a cook at all. So I'm trying to immerse myself and learn not just American cooking, but also like other countries. And let's be honest, like most of American cooking is from other countries. So yeah, but that's been really fun, is getting a cookbook. So I suggest to like maybe do that and try that out if you want to, if you're getting tired of your normal recipes. But if you don't want to spend the money on a cookbook, like I said, Pinterest is my best friend. I love to get on Pinterest. I know that sounds like so like basic of me, but I'm a very visual person. So like when I Google like healthy dinner recipes, or, if I have like a pound of hamburger meat I need to use up, healthy hamburger meat is what I Google on there. And that pulls up all these yummy, delicious looking food, and I can literally just tap that picture and it has the whole recipe there, and that is amazing. And then what I'll do on Pinterest is I'll make how you can make like your tabs or a folder or whatever on there. I'll just make a tab, and I'll put the date, like say like February 1st through February 7th, or whatever the date is on that week, and I'll just pluck that recipe that I want and put it in that folder. And then all I got to do is go in and look at the ingredients list and, obviously buy those, and then I can go back and look at the recipe. But that's been really helpful too. It's like a really lazy way to meal plan, because you don't have to like write everything out. It's literally all on your phone. And then of course you can just delete that tab and start a new tab the next week. So that's something that I really love to do, is using and utilizing Pinterest, because it's all I think it's. I will say though that I do take a piece of paper, or I have recently been using a whiteboard, and I write down Sunday through Saturday, and I'll just write down like what meal I planned, because sometimes I do, even if I use Pinterest, I'll forget like what ingredients went with what meal. So having it like written out, or before I had a whiteboard, I literally just taped a piece of paper to our fridge, and so I knew what the menu was. My husband actually liked it because he could see like what he was looking forward to that week he's gonna get to eat, and it just kind of helped me like be more organized. So I didn't use an ingredient, or my husband didn't use an ingredient, knowing that we would need it for that dinner that night. But yeah, like I said, this is just a very basic kind of giving you a feel for how I kind of do things in our house. I hope that it was helpful and kind of gave you a few ideas. Like I said, if you want a more in-depth video, even going as far as like just filming me meal planning and literally like having the camera up and showing you kind of how I do things, and that would be more helpful, let me know. I would love to assist you in any way I can in your weight loss journey, because like I said, we're still trying to figure it out over here, and I know how frustrating it can be. And honestly, like meal planning can be, I don't know, it doesn't have to be stressful, but I know like I went through years where it was stressful, and I feel like I'm just kind of now getting my groove. So let me know if you want another video that's more in depth than this one, but I do hope that this one was helpful. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. It's free and it really helps this channel out, and I will catch you guys all in my next one. Bye.